So this is a Lunar Delta Ti. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, and on the A-frame you've also got your ATC, and I'll talk you through this when you're here on site. In the front locker you have your gas bottle tie down with your gas regulator on the bulkhead. It is actually a gas changeover valve, so you can have two gas pipes connected to two gas bottles, and the dial in the centre where you see the green piece actually turns to the left hand side also, so that you can connect to the other bottle without having to or run the other bottle without having to connect the gas pipe, or disconnect and reconnect the gas pipe to the second bottle. In the front locker you'll also find your dog shower for the caravan and also your leg winder. On the side of the caravan you have your Aldi heating and hot water flow. This is here very simply to allow the heating system to breathe. And then down below that you've got your wind down leg to stabilise the caravan while you're on site. Again, they are just there for stabilising the van, they are not lifting the caravan. It could potentially damage the floor of the caravan if you lifted it with these legs. Coming down the side of the caravan you have two water pump connections. This one here goes directly to the hot water tank on board the caravan, and this one is for the onboard water storage tank. So like I said, hot water tank direct to the taps essentially, and the onboard water storage tank. I'll show you how to fill these when we go inside. You'll notice in the front locker there's actually a second water pump, one that just has a blue flat piece on the bottom of it that drops down inside the alcohol when you want to fill that onboard tank. But like I said, this one here is the main one, and the one we need to concentrate on during the handover, which is the one that allows us to fill the hot water system. Next up we have the battery locker box, and as you can see, battery goes in the right hand side, and then you've got your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan from the site you are on. Going back down the side of the van, you've got your motor mover and your wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting before you leave site, and we'll demonstrate the motor mover in person. At the front of the caravan you have your water butt, as we said, or your aqua roll. And then coming down the side of the van you'll actually see your two grey waste pipes. These are here to allow the wastewater that has been through the water system, not from the toilet system, this is just wastewater. You'll have two bits of grey pipe that go into these, and they'll drop down inside your waste master that sits on the floor below it. At the back of the caravan you've got your toilet flush tank, so you'll open this up and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to using the toilet system, and that is your flush tank for when you flush the loo. Below it you have your toilet waste cassette. To release it you pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you have an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and sputter back at you. In this cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. At the back of the caravan on either side again you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the van, and through these parts here that look like where an exhaust will come out on a car is where the leg winders can be found. Again, they are just there for stabilising and not lifting. On the door side of the caravan you'll see that you've got your storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the van. Two fridge vents, and two fridge vents are very simply there to allow hot air out of the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And behind one of those you'll also find a gas floof when the fridge is running on gas. You've got a storage locker for underneath the front seating area, your barbecue gas points, and the last wind down leg. So now on the inside of the caravan, as you can see, and above the door you've got the main control panel, so you've got your power on for the whole caravan, you've got your roof lighting for the caravan, your water pump run, which we'll come back to in a moment, your awning light for the outside of the caravan, and then you have your levels for the battery and water systems on board the caravan. So this just takes you through the different options. A little bit hard to see because the screen's so bright, but essentially solar panel, battery select, which you won't need to use, dimming adjusters down the screen, tank fill, which I'll come back to in a moment. I'll demonstrate how this works. And then we've got the timer or the clock for the control panel here, and then telling you what sergeant alarm system it has on board the caravan. So to fill the water system up direct to the hot water tank, you're going to need to open all of the taps up on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, I've already done that, so I'm going to shut that off for now. But you'll come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and we're going to be looking for the yellow drain down valve. So that yellow valve is to drain the water system down on board the caravan. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water out of the caravan onto the floor underneath. So once that valve is parallel with the floor, we could, like we said, with all the taps open, you can come over to the control panel above the door and you can turn the water pump on. So when the blue light's on, that indicates the water system is running. So we'll open all the taps up, like I said, on the hot side, and once you've got water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan, a little bit there in the system there, but it'll start running again in a second. But once that starts running continuous water out the taps, it means the water system is full. To fill the onboard water tank on board this caravan, you'll need to come underneath the seating area again, down the front here, and you'll need to make sure the yellow valve that you see just there, or the red valve, sorry, that you see just there, is parallel with the pipework as it is at the moment. So once that valve is parallel and pointing towards the one on the outside of the caravan, you can open all the taps up again on board the caravan. And at that point then, you can come to the control panel above the door, and you have to rotate through the screen with the arrow on the bottom right hand side here. Like I said, sorry, it's very hard to see. And we'll come through here until it comes up with tank fill on the screen. You'll then press the arrow on the bottom right hand side, and that will allow the onboard water tank to start filling from the aqua roll on the outside. I'm just going to turn that off for now, but again, once you've got water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan, that will be your water system full, and at that point then you can start heating the water through the Audi control panel. So to turn this control panel on, you press the power button on the bottom left hand side of the screen. Hopefully this comes clear. There we go. So then we've got the heating pump running here to tell us we've got the heating system working. On the top right hand side, we've got a symbol to let us know we've got mains power coming to the caravan. Below that, you've got the current room temperature. You've then got your menu, which will take you into the options for the caravan. You've got minus or plus to set your room temperature. Below that, you've got your hot water on and hot water boost for when you're showering on board the caravan. So you have this on if you wanted to shower all the way up to the top, and if you just want your hot water to warm gradually, you'll have it halfway up. Below that, you have the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. You've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts, depending on what caravan site you're on. So to find out what setting to set this to, my advice to you is to ask the site office when you arrive on your holiday, and they should be able to advise you of what power supply to run this on. If you're on a site with 1 kilowatt of power available, and you want to boost it for when you're showering to make sure it warms up quicker, you've got the gas option here, or use the gas when you're off grid to run your heating and hot water systems. You'll simply hit the flame symbol in the bottom left hand corner, and that will allow the gas system to ignite. If it fails to ignite, it'll actually come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen here, and that will indicate it has failed to ignite on gas. The button here is greyed out, which means it isn't relevant to the heating and hot water control system. And on the right hand side here, you've got some advanced settings. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. Next up is the fridge system. Now the fridge system is very easy to use on board this caravan. You've got your power switch here, so you turn it on with the power switch. You've got 240 mains, so you select this if you're connected to 240 mains on site. Then you control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side here. If you want to control the freezer temperature, whether that be on 240 mains or gas, you'll select the you'll select the button just here, which indicates that you're going to control the freeze temperature. Then again, you'll be able to, with this illuminated, control the freezer temperature. If you want to come back off the freezer temperature, you'll press the button again and it'll go back to dark, and then that will stop the temperature being controlled by the freezer, but it will still operate as it should do. Next up, you have the option to run gas for the fridge. You'll press the gas button here if you want to run the fridge on gas if you're off grid. The fridge again will self-ignite on gas, and if it failed to ignite, it would flash the red warning light on the right hand side here, which would indicate that the fridge is operating and ignited on if it flashes this red light on the right hand side, it means it has failed to ignite, and if you wanted to try and start the reigniting progress, you'd then re-hit the you'd hit the button on the right hand side and it would start to reignite again. If it fails, it'll also flash the blue light here, but if this stays solid blue, it means it has ignited on gas. 12 volt mode. 12 volt mode, common misconception with this is that it runs from the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. It does not. It is the 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with, and it is a cool box mode only. It is not a fridge mode, so the idea is when you've got your beer and wine in there on your way to holiday, it's chilled for when you get there. It won't be completely cold, but it will be chilled slightly. So when you get there, you can pop the cork or pull the pull clip on top, and away you go. You're going to put it back onto the 240 mode now, and it will be on that when you arrive on site, so you can see everything is working as it should. The microwave above is an eco microwave, so you can hit the eco button just here to wake up the microwave, and then it'd operate the same as any household microwave. Hob, grill and oven, again, work very much like your household appliance, no difference at all there with your igniter on the front. The 240 electric ring will only work when you're on 240 mains. Coming into the bathroom, and the last part of the caravan we're going to go through is the toilet system. So you have an electric flush on the toilet just here, which you need to fill from the outside. You've got a red indicator light here, which will illuminate when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, so you can turn it through 90 degrees or 180 degrees from here to here, should you wish to. But when you are removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, it needs to be straight back in front of the toilet as it is now, or in the back of the toilet, should I say. Then below the toilet, you have your grey waste handle. You need to open up the grey waste handle when you're using the loo, and you need to make sure it is shut when you are not using the loo. You also need to make sure this is shut if you're trying to remove the waste cassette from under the van, as if you don't shut this, it could potentially damage the toilet waste cassette when you're trying to remove that cassette. One thing to note, the Aldi towel rails that are in the caravan, or the one that is in the caravan, does hold a lot of heat after it has been used, so please bear that in mind, especially if you have little ones inside the van. So this is the Lunar Delta Ti. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you for now. Bye bye.